Alchemy of the heart. That is the true art. I study and seek this, read every book, to change that which is cold into a river of melted gold. The title of this poem is Quest, as we're all on a quest to open our heart, because if we open our heart, we will fully connect with the divine. And to open our heart, we have to balance our masculine and feminine energies. Now, this is a message that came to me as I meditated this morning and asked for a message to bring to you. So I invite you to stay to receive this beautiful message. Now, if you have been following me for a while, you might have seen the video that I made about the Merkaba and using the Merkaba to meditate so that you can be transported to higher realms. I'm describing how to use the Merkaba in that video, and I will link it here. I will also put down the 15 attributes or 15 virtues that you can use to meditate on, that will help you to connect your body with the Merkaba, with the vehicle of the Merkaba, so that you can use this during your meditations. So when you meditate, you move to different dimensions. As I traveled using the Merkaba, I arrived in a space that cannot be defined. Now, at first, I couldn't see anything. I could feel that I was in a dimension that was not the third dimension anymore. And I knew I was traveling to the dimension of the gods, so I assume it was the sixth dimension if you want to get specific. But then I started to see light flares. It was like solar flares. It had the form almost of a comet that was moving across my vision, but it wasn't scary. So intuitively, I knew that this was energy from the sun. We should be aware that there are more energy from the sun brought to us, light codes that we should accept, invite into our bodies when we meditate, when we breathe. Be aware of the energy of the sun and be grateful for that, specifically now, because we are expanding and we are shifting, and the sun has a lot to do with it. Then the vision changed. But I was still watching from a distance. Now I was watching as if, you know, those drone pictures, those drone videos where you look from above down on the ocean and you can see the waves coming to the land. So I was looking from above. So it happened not abruptly, but the angle changed, and I was looking down and I could see it was like waves, but where you would get the white water of the waves, it was the red, like the flares from the sun, and then the ocean. But the ocean was quite dark, almost black. And I realized, I had the knowing, this was masculine and feminine energy. It was the moon and the sun working together, or playing together rather. So it was the masculine and the feminine, but it was extremely powerful, because it was like the sun had these huge flares, and the moon was there, but just as a knowing. And then so the waves came, and then it was almost as if they said to me to not look at this from the outside, and it was as if I was dropped into the ocean. But once again, not scary. And I was part of the ocean. I was underneath the waves, but it was very light, and it was this light, like my costume, this aqua color, the water, but just more translucent. It was like if the sun shines through the water. It was not as if I couldn't breathe or anything. It was, I was there and it was part of the ocean. And then for a split second I had that knowing, we are like currents in the ocean, each one of us, but we are the same energy. We are one. I just had that feeling of we are one. We are masculine and feminine, and we are in perfect balance. I don't know about you, but when I meditate, I don't feel my body. But so it was so light. But when I came back, which I didn't really want to do, when I came back into my body, I could feel the extreme peace and balance, the bliss, and the message the message that was repeated, that the masculine and the feminine in balance are extremely powerful, are peaceful, are blissful. It is like ecstasy, and that this is what we should do, you know. If I have to add anything, I would say we should examine ourselves to see if there are any toxic traits, toxic masculinity, toxic femininity that we have adopted or cling to or are still entertaining in our bodies or in our lives, and then change it, balance it, transmute it, so that you can have the healthy masculine and the healthy feminine in balance, because we are mirrors of everything else, and in nature masculine and feminine is so perfectly balanced, and we should mirror that. And the more we do it, the more we will see the balance reflected in our universe, in our reality. That is why I started with the poem about the alchemy. It's called The Quest. I wrote it many years ago. This was something that I was really seeking to change, not only my heart, but the hearts of others. But now I know you only change the heart of others by changing your own heart into pure gold. Not anything that is closed, but an open heart. And I also want to add, I mention in a lot of my videos, you should learn to trust yourself. But I think what I have not brought across clearly is, it is not actually the human self that you should trust. It is that you should learn to trust, that you hear the voice of your spirit. It is that you should learn to trust your own higher self. Because if we are overthinking and analyzing and doing those things, we trust in ourselves. We trust in this human avatar. But if we surrender, it is then that we truly trust in the divine and in our connection with the divine. With that, I'm sending you my infinite love till I speak to you next time. And remember, ask your questions in the comments while I still have time to answer every one of you. And thank you once again for listening to me. Goodbye.